What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to the week today or having a good Labor Day long weekend. In any case, we got some news here from Prism, and it's going to be pretty big news about the upcoming events. So let's jump right into it. So right above my head here. So the first things first, this Wednesday, September 3rd, we're planning to launch a Awakening Boost event, giving you 2x chance to summon 4, 5, and 6-star souls from Mortal Soulstones. So that is the smallest soulstone. Generally, these are pretty good opportunities to kind of take the extra chance you have on these small ones and just gamble them up to try to get something useful. Now, it mentions that the event is going to last 3 days, but there is no mention of any other corresponding event paired up with it. So at this moment, we don't know if there's going to be a summon chase or if it's going to be a summon rush. But I think either way, we have to really consider whether we want to hold on to our soul stones for events with guaranteed champions at them, especially during this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab that we have going on right now. It might be worthwhile to save our Mortal Soul Stones just to get some points during those kind of guarantee events. Now, the Mortal Soul Stones aren't really worth a lot for those type of events, but it's still worth something. And these types of boosted events for extra chances at 4, 5, and 6-star souls, they roll around pretty regularly, so it's not anything that we're missing out on. So just the extra word of caution here on this event. Never know, maybe they release it with another soulstone event that's very juicy, and then we can reconsider. But right now we don't have any additional information. And on the calendar here, there is no information released about a soulstone event sometime in Wednesday. So for me, I think I'm going to skip out on this event and just wait for events that have guaranteed champions before committing any of these types of resources. Let's jump to the second point here. So number 2, okay, so here's the big one. So also on Wednesday, September 3rd, we're planning to launch the Smart Fella Titan event, where you'll be able to get a perfect soul for Donatello and other valuable goodies. Throughout the course of the Smart Fella Titan event, you'll be able to earn up to 490 pizza points during the first part, lasting September 3rd to September 7th, 670 pizza points during the second part, lasting from September 8th to September 14th, and 590 pizza points during the the third part, lasting from September 15th to September 23rd. You can earn up to a maximum of 1750 pizza points, but there will only be needing 1500 pizza points to unlock all the milestones. The Titan event will feature various rewards such as St. Xavier's Tribute and Last Laugh Amulet Relics, Donatello's 1, 3, and 5 stars Perfect Soul, and other resources. So that's really cool to hear. They're throwing in the 1, 3, and 5 star soul for Donatello during the Titan event. That's pretty good. And they're also throwing in 2 of the event relics that are currently in the game. Right here, event relics. So they're going to throw in the Last Laugh Amulet right here, where it has 30% chance to activate a delay effect when receiving fatal damage. Now, this is a really cool effect. It basically prevents the death and gives them a chance to heal back that damage. So if they can't heal back that damage, they die the next turn, but it gives them a chance to stay alive. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, but 60% chance on level 4. And then you have a Xavier's Tribute, which is the epic one. Not a bad passive effect relic, especially for an epic. Chances goes up to 30% chance of placing Veil on themselves for 1 turn at the end of their turn. The chance increases by 5% for each 15% HP loss. So, as a passive effect, it's totally good. So I would say both these relics are pretty solid. And they'll be both available during the Titan event for Donnie's 5-star soul. So based on previous events, Donnie's 5-star soul will be the final milestone at 1500 points, and the legendary relic will probably be the reward at the 1000 point threshold. And then at 600 points, it's probably going to be Donnie's 3-star soul, and then 300 points will probably be the epic relic, and then 1 star will be at the 100 point threshold. So there's a pretty good amount of stuff you can get at each threshold, and of course most likely they'll throw in the primal shard and maybe some other goodies along the way. Hopefully they throw in some relic materials as well. Either way, we'll talk more about it when the Titan event launches. What do you guys think about this event? Personally speaking, here's Donatello, and I'll tell you guys that this event is a full skip. If you guys want to go for Donatello's 5-star soul and have the resources, by all means, Obviously, the extra blessings on him, extra star blessings, will definitely help him in terms of overall stats. But Donatello does not require any of those super high blessings to be very, very effective. None of his abilities require accuracy to land. So getting the 5-star soul for the accuracy is not that important. Donatello doesn't deal really any damage, so giving him crit damage is not going to help him that much. So a 4-star soul isn't really that important for him either. To me, a 1-star soul is perfectly fine for Donatello if you guys want to take it easy the next couple weeks. He is HP based and his heal is based on his HP, so the HP will help. A 3-star soul for Donatello would also be useful since it gives him defense, makes him a little bit tankier, which would also be very, very good. As for what blessing you would choose on Donatello, you probably pick something like a support blessing, maybe like cruelty. You could pick like a banner. The banner would increase the aura strength. But you're not going to be too disappointed to have him with a relatively low blessing because he just can't really utilize a really, really high blessing. So for me, a 5-star Donatello soul, I'm probably going to save my resources because we know there's going to be events coming for the other turtles and we need to be prepared. At least you need to prepare your resources for when the time comes. Now, certainly Plarium will be throwing in a lot of juicy events along the way in the month of September to try to get us to, spend our resources, of course. And there certainly will be a fusion at some point in September as well. So let's quickly break down what we can expect for the next 2 months of this collab so that we're all properly prepared and can be ready and not miss out on anything. All right, guys, so this is the leaked details about the upcoming events. This came out about a couple weeks ago, and Plarium has said that there's some inaccuracies with it, but they didn't outright dismiss it. And to me, it totally makes sense. We were already kind of expecting some kind of Heroes Path, Deck of Fate, or Titan event to get these characters. Now, apparently these in-game event leaks did happen during, I believe, an Apple Play Store app. It showed up. That's what I heard. I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, Plarium did confirm that there are some inaccuracies with it. So, of course, you use this with a grain of salt. But they said Michelangelo Chase, we're already doing that right now. We got a free Michelangelo. Donatello Fusion, already done. And then they mentioned that there's going to be a Sword Master Path event. So this is for Leonardo as well as his 5-star soul. It's going to be during a single event that's going to last between the October 7th and October 10th. No mentions about what that event will be like. I did a little bit of research into past Hero Path where it had the champion and the 5-star soul, and the overwhelming favorite combination of requirements for those type of events was shards and dungeon diving. So basically having shards and having energy, but of course that can change. And then we have the Hothead Deck of Fate. This is where you have to collect fragments. It's going to happen during October 13th, October to October 16th to get Raphael. So if you don't get the full 100 fragments for Raphael, I don't think there's going to be any way that Plarium's going to sell it to you. So for me, to deal with this Deck of Fate, it's an all-in or nothing situation. You have to be able to complete the entire deck before even attempting it. If you attempt it and fail, that's a really expensive failed attempt. But anyways, we don't know what it's going to entail for that one. That one potentially could be soul stones plus one other requirement. It could be like training or dungeon diving as well. And then lastly, they mentioned that there's going to be an Ace Reporter Titan event, and that will be for April O'Neil, and that's going to be a full on Titan event in October. All right, guys, so once again, we're going to use this calendar. We're going to fill it in a little bit now that we know that there's going to be a Titan event for September. Now, that wasn't a very big surprise considering that we just didn't know exactly what was happening in September. A Titan event totally makes sense. Now, what is interesting is that there is a couple weeks remaining after the Titan event before the start of the April Titan event, as well as the other events for Leonardo and Raphael. Keep in mind that these documents and notes could be subject to change, but we're going to use it right now and assume it's probably 90% accurate. Maybe a day is wrong or something like that. But basically right after the Donatello Titan event, it's a pretty long one. It's a 3-week long event. We're going to be starting right here and then going into probably another fusion. So if you guys recall from the previous past collabs with Alice, Carosa, with Asgard, there's been a non-related fusion that kind of goes in there. So the most recent one for Carosa, we actually had Titus. So Titus was basically a non-skippable fusion because of how powerful he was for Chimera and Hydra in terms of bumping up the overall scores for those formats. And then I believe during the Alice event, after the Mad Hatter, it was Esme. So Esme was not as good, obviously. But anyways, that's not too surprising. So we're probably going to have some kind of fusion happening right here. Maybe it even happens here or here, potentially. There has been some overlap with Titan events and fusions. So I would not put it past them to start the fusion maybe on the Monday or Tuesday. And then we're going to have probably a 2-week long fusion, probably ending here on Monday. So ending on the 6th. And potentially there could be some overlap as well, because usually fusions end right after like summon events at the very end. So I would imagine that Plarium allows their summon event weekend to end before the fusion ends. So yeah, it's probably going to look something like this. And it's going to lead right into the, fake or leaked or inaccurate April Titan event. And then right after that, we have the Leonardo Heroes Path event. And then right after that, we have Raphael's Deck of Fate event. So you can kind of tell it's going to be a crazy, it's going to be a crazy 2 months. There's event after event after event. But I feel like this September, right now for Donatello 5-star Soul, is our best opportunity to save up resources. Once the news of the fusion is released late September, we can take a deep dive and deep look into the champion, whether it's actually worth going for. And if it's not, then we keep saving resources for October, which is when they are most likely to release more guaranteed Ninja Turtle champions. Now, this totally makes sense from a business standpoint for them to hold back the guarantees for these champions so that they can have more progressive events, more winner take all events, whatever type of events they want, for people to gamble to get them before offering them up as a guarantee. So again, from a business sense, totally makes sense. If you guys want to chase these champions early and then just try to get them right away without having to, kind of hope and pray that this calendar is correct, the best place to spend your money is probably in the Prism poll system. And then we have that here right now. So here we actually have a Prism pool that has all of the champions, no Shredder though, but all the champions are going to be headline champions. And if you guys want like basically focused spending, if you guys want these champions and want focused spending into them, buying these Prism crystals and pulling Prism shards for these champions might be your best bet. Now, obviously, this is going to be a big, spending situation. There's the Mercy on these start at 20 pulls, and the Mercy is not very good. So don't expect, I've seen screenshots of people going like 27, 20 plus, no legendary. And it's really, really bad. So don't get your hopes up, but at the same time, this is probably your best shot at these specific champions. But any kind of progressive event where it's going to be like pulling ancient shards or sacred shards, it's a total long shot. And of course, the absolute best shot we have of these champions is if they're offered during a guarantee. And no doubt they will be offered in guarantee events. It's just, we just don't know when, and we don't know what it will take. All right, guys, so there you guys have it. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. The best advice I have for you is basically take it easy on the Donatello 5-star Soul Titan event. It's a 3-week long Titan event. There's going to be all sorts of crazy events in there, no doubt. Try to go for the relic. The rare relic amulet is actually really, really cool. And it's probably going to be offered at 1,000 points, which means that you basically don't really need to do too many summon events, maybe none of the summon events, and still be able to pick up the legendary amulet without too much work. Of course, it's going to take active gameplay and all that stuff so that you can get the Titan events during the whole Titan event. Titan points during the Titan event. But yeah, just take it easy. Donatello 1-star Soul, 3-star Soul is perfectly fine. The epic relic also looks pretty good, so that's going to be probably a lower threshold as well. So 3 weeks to pick that up also is a good deal. I would say every single reward in that Titan event is worth it, except for the 5-star Donatello. So just take it easy during the Titan event. Have a look at the fusion when it's announced. We'll do some play tests and stuff, see if it's actually worth going for. And if it is not, then we just keep saving until October. And then April's Titan event, and then Leonardo will start, and then Raphael the week after. That's when we'll spend our resources. That's the best advice I have for you guys. If you guys want to pick up the remaining turtles available, which is Leonardo and Raphael. Keep in mind, I do have showcases ready for those two champions. Super fun champions, guys. Make sure you guys check out my showcases on Leonardo and Raphael that's going to be coming up. In any case, hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. Let me know what your plans are for the upcoming September month, and I'll see you guys in the next video.